Well, I think it's just as long as we always explain what that
Arthur
means
syndrome
exactly.
is.
When you say Arthur syndrome, you're talking about that, something that you had really high expectations for
because everybody loved
people
it.
building it up, and then you go see it and it just kind of lets you down. But then usually when you revisit it, it comes back around and you're happy again.
Yeah.
Because that's a movie you do like now.
Yes.
So that's, like I said, but if you don't have any expectations for something, can you actually have Arthur syndrome?
No.
Okay.
No, you have to have
I have
the
no expectations for what we're going to
Oh, okay. Well, good.
I honestly, not low, just kind of like, I've just been so
All right.
unfazed lately from
Belgium?
from New Belgium, from the brewery that we're going to have all this week. That
hopefully AboutBeverages.com doesn't give you Arthur syndrome.
No.
Hopefully people set the bar very low and then you're pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, what's the great line you love from Dodgeball?
Oh, the whole bit, yeah.
Yeah, with the
it's best not to have a dream.
Yeah,
because if you have a dream, I find that you might not achieve it. and then but if you don't have a dream, you're never disappointed. Yeah. I got to tell you, it feels fabulous.
It feels fabulous.
You should put that up if you can get that, because that's I love that line.
Yeah, I love that bit, and it's
I gotta tell you, no, it feels phenomenal.
It feels phenomenal.
I gotta tell you, it feels phenomenal.
I found that if you have a goal, that you might not reach it, but if you don't have one, then you are never disappointed. And I gotta tell you, it feels phenomenal.
And now it's actually kind of funny that Lance Armstrong is at the end of that movie.
In that movie,
talking about all the amazing things that he came back from.
I know.
Now we know how he came back from all those things.
Yeah. That's very sad. I wanted to,
very sad
to believe.
Very sad for the people he crushed. Have you read any of the stuff about people that he just called out for liars and sued them and did all these things to keep his image, and he did all these things.
And he was doing it. Yeah, that's just terrible.
But you know what? That's not happy stuff.
That's all right.
We've got happy stuff today because we've got beer to try.
That's right.
And that's always a great thing for this Give It a Shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith, and we are AboutBeverages.com. And the beverage we're about today is from New Belgium, as we were mentioning sort of before.
Yeah, we were.
It's their Shift Pale Lager. And maybe we had bikes in our heads because of the sort of chains and gears on there, or that could be other things as well. But and it is a pale lager. They came out with this for the first time last year. It comes in at 5% alcohol. This is a 16-ounce can. They also now sell it in a 12-ounce can as well. And I got this at Total Wine. It was $5.99 for 4 16-ounce cans.
That's a pretty nice price for.
It's better than what they had it last year.
Oh, okay.
It was. I remember finding it like for $6.99, and then I thought it had even gone up a little bit there. And I know at other places I saw it more. So no, this was definitely less this year. So.
Oh, okay.
But I've had this before. The full disclosure.
Several times, I think, right? Full disclosure?
Yeah, I had. And
so you obviously hate it.
Yeah.
Can't stand it. You can't. Some people.
But I had it during like I said, when I first was exposed to it was last year during the summer, which is very hot here in Tucson. And
it is. We're about to head into a warmer weekend though, so this is kind of appropriate. I don't know if you've looked at the temperatures, but it's like
it's going that way.
Yeah, that part is unfortunate, but yeah, it's cool. We were checking out their website, which we'll have a link to at AboutBeverages.com, and they've got a nice little story about it, that it was created that they work in shifts at the brewery to make their quality beers, and as they were doing that, kind of at the end of every shift, they have this kind of, I don't know if it's a celebratory beer that like they've good hard day's work and gotten things done, and maybe that's why they actually made this sessionable, which is nice.
Could be, yeah.
Because then as soon as they're done drinking, they'll jump in their cars. Well, no, actually, they probably get on their bikes, because that's a New Belgium thing.
That's true.
They probably bike their way home down the mountain passes.
Well, we're always, one of our quests, if you're a frequent listener and visitor to AboutBeverages.com, we're always looking for the best, or at least our favorite, or a beer in a can that we like.
A beer in a can that we like, that we
enjoy.
would take with us, because it's a good travel option, if you're going on a hike. Yeah. Obviously you should have plenty of water too. We're not saying that.
Right.
But it's just that little something else, something with a little bit of flavor. Or if you're going camping, I guess maybe that's even more of, kind of what we're always thinking about. If that's something you'd want to do, right. That's definitely better than a glass container for sure. Because you got to think about
lighter.
weight.
Yeah.
I watch enough survival shows. Weight, encumbrance, that's a big factor.
Packing it in.
It's a big factor.
It out.
So,
in fact, I think our last podcast was a can, right? The last one that was up.
Yeah, it was. It was the Santan, the Sex Panther was
so
the last thing that we did. Was also in a can. So, and we'll even next week have another can. So
more cans.
Yeah, more cans. More cans are always better.
These cans.
It's a nice set of cans we're going to have over the next couple weeks.
These cans.
Yeah. Wow. Good reference from the jerk. I love it.
Yeah. More cans.
And actually, speaking of cans, if we want to keep staying topical, I think think we posted it on Twitter about Sam Adams is now going to finally,
Oh, yeah.
after years of science and exploration, they're going to start releasing some of their things in cans. And I'm actually interested to see that, not because I love initially what they're putting in a can. I like some of the stuff that they do, but they're completely changing up the style of the can, because supposedly that was the whole thing, that they made the mouth part bigger to let in a certain amount of oxygen, and the shape of the can is different. So it's this completely...
Just to even see the can itself.
Just to see the can itself, well, I think will be
We're always on the lookout for a good can.
That's right.
Here at AboutBeverages.com.
Oh, man.
I'm going to get some of those glasses. From,
that is... which one?
Those IPA from Spiegelau. The glasses that they did the blind taste testing on, the Sam from Dogfish Head.
Oh, yeah.
Ken from Sierra Nevada were two of the main ones, but I think other people were involved in that too.
Yeah.
But they had a whole bunch of different prototypes, and they were independently picked the same glass.
That's awesome. I would like to get something like that too. I'm always in the market for some more glasses. That is well, it's yellow and it's clear as glass.
Oh yes.
Wow. That you can see through. Man,
a little bit of
not overly carbonated. See, I thought it was super
carbonation.
carbonated, but
Yeah.
it's not, which is nice. So I think that's nice. Initially, I was going to just throw out kind of the ballpark that we always like to do. But you know what? Upon a little bit of extra swirl, little in-depth analysis, there's definitely some nice little hop aroma at the back there that I like. That's savory, and a little bit of like grapefruit in there. There's definitely a nice little balance in there.
Well, they do have the Nelson Sauvin hop.
And where's that from?
That's from New Zealand.
You love that one.
I
That's
do.
one of your. That's
I
one
do
of your
like
favorite.
that one.
I got to make sure. I got to make sure
beer.
I get that in a beer at some point.
Well, there's a
Jason
beer
and I
from
make something.
New Zealand that we got to try that I saw at Whole Foods.
Oh,
to get that.
Did you pick it up or you just saw it there?
No, I saw it. I wasn't in the buying state at that time.
Like Colorado. Wait, that's
Couldn't
more
buy it.
elevated state.
That's right.
That's pretty. That's the best laugh I've had in years. But that's actually pretty tasty. I actually like that. I think
like I said, just picture the hot. Like I said, when this first came around, and it was actually when Darren was out, which was the end of July last year. And well, I'll let you go ahead and I'll go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I was just gonna say I think there's even more bitterness from the hops than I was expecting, which is a welcome surprise. I thought it was going to be a little more empty on that front. Obviously, it's very refreshing. It is a lager, but I think some of that more hoppy and bitter kind of counteracts sometimes that generic flavor. I mean, like I said, lager is not my go-to. I don't, like I said, that's not something that the flavor that's in there sometimes is that metallic. There's just some things in there.
It doesn't have that kind of
right,
lager.
and it doesn't have any of that. And I think, or if it is in there, I think it's kind of killed by the balance of hops that they're using, which is nice. And like I said, I think it's refreshing. There's a nice amount of bitterness at the back, but you're still getting some of those other flavors.
Yeah.
I mean, is it a wall of flavors that you're going to savor? No, but I mean, if you think about it in the context of what they're talking about, what we're kind of looking for, I think this really fits the bill. This is very tasty.
Right. Well, that's what it's kind of one of those starter kind of, like I said, it's a weekend and you're maybe starting to grill or something like that, and you want to start with something, like lighter and refreshing, but still has some flavor. The very first 4-pack that I got, and I wasn't, when I first had it, I wasn't building it up in my head either, but the very first 4-pack, and even Darren commented on it, had more body to it.
Okay.
There was a creaminess actually almost to it. And it sort of magnified the hoppy, the fruit hop notes. And I'm not saying it's like 180 degrees different from this.
Right.
But there, in the subsequent 4-packs I've purchased, it hasn't been there.
Okay.
So that was either a slightly different batch or just an anomaly of some sort. But
it was actually going bad.
Yeah. I got it at the end of the cycle.
Yeah, we'll get a note from New Belgium. Oh, that was starting to turn.
Sorry. Don't drink it then.
Yeah.
But and that was one of the things about it I really liked it. It had just a little bit more to sink your teeth into. Yeah, it was still a great hot weather, summertime, easy drinker. So, but yeah, no, it has that little bit of bitterness. It's a little bit of dry, but
a little bit of dry, little salty, like getting a little mouth watering kind of thing going on. That's savory, that umami kind of thing kicking in a little bit. But just a nice balance of all that stuff, and I think it probably is definitely that bitter kind of counteracts where I, at least on my palate, would normally get those kind of lager kind of flavors.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's definitely the key. I know we've we've only really tried one, not on a podcast, the IPL, the Double Agent.
Oh, yeah.
The India Pale Lagers. But it kind of makes me interested in trying one of those to kind of see if there's even more of that hoppiness counterbalancing that other flavor you normally get from the lager, to see where that kind of goes. But
yeah,
that's really good. Definitely could see drinking that during the summer as it gets warmer, as the starter out grilling or something like that. Definitely hitting the pool, perhaps.
Yes. Hitting the pool and not having any broken glass.
That's right, not having any broken glass.
You pour it in a glass.
Yeah, that's true. We did
drop that.
We did fail on that. Well, and it's sessionable and all those things. So a lot of that's very good. They're back in my good graces for the moment. Whew. I know, like they care.
Yeah, right.
But what we do care about is that you come to the website at AboutBeverages.com and check out the tasting notes for this beer from New Belgium Brewing Company. And while you're there, check out all the other ones. We've tried a lot of different beers from them. Some we've enjoyed, some we haven't. And
some I've enjoyed, and you haven't.
Yeah, exactly. There's
we've
been
agreed on some, and we've
that's probably actually, you know what? Overall, that's probably been, I would say, a brewery that we've had the most disagreements on.
Yeah.
Not like coming to blows or anything like that. No, we don't ever have disagreements like that, but you've fallen on the fence, of us being on one side of the fence or the other on their
I was
stuff.
actually thinking that it was gonna happen again. When I tasted it, I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna be like
maybe my expectations were just, because of some of the stuff we've had.
I didn't want Arthur syndrome.
You lowered them.
I was trying to.
Lowered them just enough. Yeah, and other places you can find us talking about not only beer but other things. Well, specifically beer here is Untapped. I do like mentioning what I'm having throughout the week on there, and I don't know if have you started really commenting on there at all yet?
No, I need to put that app back on my phone.
So if there's anything on there, it's all me, and it's you can see the alcoholic that I am. You're like, well, they're probably both drinking some. Oh no, it's just him.
Eric's following you though.
Oh,
Eric always he always knows when you've tweeted something. He's like, because he said something about, are you gonna get thunder drunk?
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, what are you talking about? Oh, your brother tweeted something about AC/DC. I was like, oh, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, they have it's only in Germany right now, but AC/DC has their own beer. And it's definitely, you should, it's in, if you follow us on Twitter, there's a link to the quick little paragraph article, and it's very funny because I think Angus Young even says something to the effect, to the fact of, this beer, we want it to be as consistent as our music, that you don't get any more or get any less. It's kind of like, wow, it's kind of sad commentary on your music as well. But it's funny. You should definitely read the quote. But whether we like it or not,
you should give this shift a shot. I don't know. I just wanted.
I like it. That almost made me shift in my pants.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure where you were going.
Holy
with that.
shift.
Holy shift.